got it all padded up. I won't. I'm not worried about that. I'll be getting into it. This is how you pull a motor out of SL with one person. There it is. It's on rollers, and yeah, it's the very beginning of a long swap process. I mean, we're talking everything, because all the electrical in this body's cut up, so yeah, buddy. Between this, that, and everything else, dropped the front subframe, kept it all together. I didn't want to do any more work than I should have done, so kept it together. And make sure your sensors, your height sensors, are disconnected. Just pretty much make sure every single wire and line is disconnected from your subframe before you even try, or else you're going to get hung up, and it's not going to be fun trying to disconnect them when you're down. Here we go. Let's see. This is going to separate the bull from the bullshit. The whole goal is to lighten the car up in any possible way I can, with it still not, you know, with it being able to be functional without it taking away from its performance. Grand finale. All right. You got wire. Wiring harness. Ugh. The wiring harness is ready to be transported to the other car. Obviously, this wiring harness is all out, so everything's going to be swapped. Also, when I removed this these valve body for the ABC system, I kept it all intact. I had a hunch that it would all come out intact instead of having to take all these hoses off. I didn't really feel like doing that. Honestly, it was only 3, and it slides in. It was only 3 10 millimeters, and you know, obviously I had to get all the hoses off. It was, you know, I didn't want to be tearing everything apart, because then you got to clean everything, or you got to make sure everything's plugged, or else, you know, any little contaminant will destroy this system. Almost cleared out, and here we go. The easiest way to get this from one car to the next, the whole harness, is I put a couple towels on one side and I folded the whole thing over, so because I don't feel like, you know, spending I don't know how many hours trying to, you know, figure out which side's which, I mean, there's a certain sequence on how everything is ran throughout the whole car. So I keep it separated even though it's all together. So yeah, pretty much this is the harness, not including the engine harness, which is on the wall right there. But so everything that was in my SL55 is now in the unibody. So now it's all up to just, you know, making sure everything's to its right order, which it's just going to be tedious, but Monday, February 1st. I got the rear and the front subframes in, the electrical completely in, swapped, all the hydraulic lines, all the ABC, the brakes, front and rear, of course, every hose, every wire, I have the front and rear subframe. Brand new Veyron fuel pump. Obviously the tank. The whole wire harness has been swapped. I got a few minor connections to do back over there. And most the stuff's all connected here. All the fuse boxes and everything and fuses have been put back together, which there's lots of them. Lots of sensors. Lots of plugs that are the same plug that you got to make sure you know it goes into the right component. Lots of fuse boxes. All these need to be, they all had to be pulled apart. It was a tedious process because there was a lot of them. I just used everything from my SL55 because the donor car, you know, obviously I said before, had the wiring was in here, but it was cut up in some areas and I couldn't risk it. So I completely tore down and took all the electrical out of this donor car, stripped it completely bare, including all the ABC, which is active body control, and all the brake lines, the fuel lines, everything, every single thing besides just the shell. So even the master cylinder and all that, everything, even the brake pedal, everything. So yeah, now it's getting there, except I've been running into shenanigans. Whoever took the donor car out had a bolt stripped in one of the subframes. That took a long time to extract. Went through every drill bit I had. Still didn't work. But then I decided I used a female stripper, and I that sounds kind of funny, but it's true. I did use a female socket that would strip her, but it actually it took it out from this way, and it was a pain. I mean, I needed a huge torque wrench to do it, but I got it out. And then they were idiots. They were trying to cut it, so I made sure I welded everything back in, and it's really good. I mean, it wasn't completely cut. It was just I just wanted to make sure Anyway, I welded it all together, and it's probably stronger than it was before. And you know, obviously that was done before I put the subframe in. And then my new shenanigan is when I tighten this loose bolt on, I over torqued it, and I torqued the bolt inside the mount. So now I got a fucking another extraction process on this thing, which is not really too fun. I mean, I guess I could buy another motor mount. I mean, this is perfectly fine. But now I just have to order all the fluids and, you know, wait for all those parts. And then, well, I'm going to get the engine in first, but once the engine is in and all this other stuff and it starts and runs, then I'm going to go through the process of doing the twin turbos. And if I have to pull the motor back out, I'll pull the motor back out. But I'm going to try to do the fitting with the turbos when the motor's in, just so I know it's going to, you know, fit right. So, plus I got to order the turbos and kind of decide which exact setup I'm going to go with. So, which there's no setup. I'm going to completely customize it, but I need to figure out what kind of turbos I want to get, what kind of power I'm going to be making with this. I'm probably going to be just doing a mild. This is probably going to be about 850 rear wheel. I want to do like, you know, 1200 or whatever, but I don't know. I don't want to have to go by. I don't want to have to. I would have to take the motor apart and lower the compression and the pistons and all that stuff, and you know, I don't want to go through that shit. I'm already pushing it at 850. So but then I could actually get all the weight back in it, because then it'll be fast. I'm sure gonna drive it before I do that though, before I put all the weight on. I really want to go wide body. I just, you know, it's just the funds right now. It's been really tight for me, so I've just been trying to just get by on it. So, but it's getting done. It's, you know, it's happening. I just, you know, have to keep plugging away. All right, she's ready to go in. I love doing things solo that just operate smoothly. I mean, it's just because I'm used to it, I guess. I wouldn't really want it any other way right now. That's looking like it's getting there. Skippy, motherfucker. It's getting skippy. Am I low in there? Could I go back? Let me see. Alrighty. I'm trying my hardest not to make this the retard's way to do it. However, I am half retarded. That's my good quality though. Because if I wasn't special, I wouldn't be able to do this stuff. So. Come on, motherfucker. Jeez, is it looking good or is it looking good, man? I know. So I'm kind of threading it in as I go. Hopefully. It's fucked up. All right. Yeah, Murphy's Law is in full effect when you're doing shit like this, so you got to keep that in mind. Because anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So. It's all crooked. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. All right, the engine's dropped in. Done solo with toe straps. No special tools. just a little imagination and know-how and experience, and it went pretty smooth. Doing this only when I have a little time. The wind blew this door shut and it shook the garage enough to this light. There's a light like this. It fell directly on my unibody and it fucked it up good. So, well, this was going to be my turbo setup. I was going to do a single turbo. However, can't get the thing to fit. It's a 100 millimeter turbo, so it's just too big. Gotta go another route. I might just use this on my 383, put it in my Blazer. This will be the last stage of where I'll spray the methanol and water. This is right after the cooler. The furthest away from the intake temperature sensor, which is, it's right in there, as you can see, right on top of the Y. You can't get too close to it. It's the first start up. I have this belt off because I don't have the CHF11S in the reservoir yet, and I can't run that pump. If I run that tandem pump even for a second, it's over. So I just want to see if this thing runs, and then I'll get everything the right way. There it goes. Get the starter works. Let that fuel get in there. Let's go for it. That's a good sign. All right, third time's a charm. Let's get this fuel going. Come on, motherfucker. Well, she runs. Let's give her another shot real quick. Yep, that's all she wrote, because I don't have the shit, you know, connected up. That's just residual oil. Shit, kick ass. Well, I know she runs. Now I could get the shit together. This is the mock-up. Just putting everything on before I take everything back off. Just making sure all the panelings are fitting on this new unibody. That's that stupid dent that light came off. The top fell down because my dumbass did not secure it. There's still some lights on and everything. Got low coolant, but it doesn't have low coolant. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. I changed 2 different sensors. There's something going on, but I mean, it's, can't expect this full thing to go on without and then I have my clock wire right here, which I have another clock here, but that's gotta, it was supposed to be behind. That was one thing I kind of forgot about. guess I got that electrode because it would have cut out. My code reader freaking took a shit, so got to get a new code reader to figure that out. I built it with the parts that it came with. It had a long list of just high performance. Really got lucky. This car had a good 100 grand in it. So, and it was like, I don't know what it was, about 140, 150 new. So, this shit's like, a lot of money in this fucking car. That's why I fucking built a whole nother one for myself, because I would not accept that I lost that car when somebody ran the stop sign and destroyed my last one. So this one's almost there. It's almost there.